Hi, Mark here. It is Wednesday, October the 8th, 9, going on 9:30 a.m. Eastern. US session well underway, going on 1:30 p.m. GMT, going into the afternoon portion of the European session. And let's have a look how the US dollar is performing. Start on the daily. Certainly started off strong. You can see the green candlestick, support 98.36 and resistance 98.70. However, you see this wick it's left behind. That's a turnaround from buying US dollar index to selling. So sellers certainly entered the market. Let's have a look at the hourly. There you can see 3, 4 hours ago, the big red candlestick, that sellers bouncing down off this resistance, looking to continue. We'll see whether that can be maintained. Sellers looking down at the support level. Continuation of US dollar strength. Buyers will be looking up at the resistance level. Let's have a look at the majors, how they're performing. Firstly, the Euro US. Similar pattern. Red candlestick, that's selling euro, buying US dollar strength to start. 116.55 resistance, 116.05 support. There's the wick left behind. That's a turnaround from strong US dollar to weak US dollar. Now buying euro, selling US. Let's zoom in on the hourly. There you can see the turnaround, buying euro, selling US. Sitting right now at 116.30. Buyers looking up at the 116.55. Sellers that selling euro, buying US dollar. Continuation of US dollar strength the way it started, looking down at the 116.05 support level. Let's have a look at the pound. On the daily, here you can see the turnaround almost complete, back where it started. So I've got resistance at 134.25. There's my open price, 134.20. And this was a red candlestick. You can see the wick all the way down to support at 133.85. But this wick is left behind. That is a reversal. That's buying pound, selling US dollar. So from strong US dollar to weak US dollar. Let's have a look on the hourly. There you can see the initial sell-off, and there you can see the pound fighting back, looking to test the intraday resistance at 134.25. US dollar against the yen. Also strong US dollar to start. US dollar strength and yen weakness has been across the board. You can see today start off strong again, supported 152.03 yen, and all the way up to 153.01. That's 100 pips. The US dollar strengthened against the yen. But as you've seen in the index and the other majors, there's been a turnaround, selling US dollar here in this case and buying yen, from a strong US dollar to weak US dollar. Let's have a look at the hourly. There you can see the turnaround. There you see a double top, which is a signal for the turnaround, a strong reversal signal, and that has come down, now sitting at the 152.53 level, right in the middle of the range for now. Buyers will be looking back up at the 153, sellers looking down at the 152. US dollar against the Canadian. US dollar strength to start, although here the Canadian has taken over quite a bit. But there you'll see that's the open price at 139.53. That's the top of the body on a red candlestick. Went up to establish resistance at 139.71 and then came all the way down and now continuing. So that's selling US dollar, buying Canadian, with support right now at 139.37. Let's just zoom in on the hourly. There you can see the brief run up, strong US dollar, and then Canadian took over, selling US dollar, buying Canadian, all the way down to support, which has just been set at 139.26. So strong US dollar to start across the board. We saw in the index and the majors. Now we see a fight back, US dollar giving up those gains, and the majors looking to strengthen against the US dollar. We've got resistance, support levels to see whether they break through or whether we get a bounce up of support levels, a bounce down of resistance levels. We have our levels to work with. Good trading. I'll see you at the end of day.